Hello and welcome back to F1 22 Driver Career Mode. My name is Chris. Welcome along to the Belgian Grand Prix in Season 2. This is going to be a good race, I feel. If you didn't see the last one in Hungary, it was not a bad race. We managed to come back from P11 all the way up to P7, so if you haven't seen that, go check that out. It was decent. We did an alternative strategy that just about paid off. Unfortunately, no safety cars. That would have been brilliant for us, an early race safety car potentially, or even a late race safety car, to be honest, would have allowed a two-stop, but it is what it is. We came back to get P7, our worst result in the season, and I'm sitting here saying it's a good race. It was decent, but yeah, it was our worst result, so we're going to be hoping to better that around Spa. What can we do? We'll find out. Having a look at the upgrades, we're going to bring a major engine power upgrade, hopefully in time for Monza. We put it on, fingers crossed it will come through. And yeah, I mean, that's what you want, isn't it, around Italy. So let's go qualifying. Qualifying around this track is probably one of my favourites. Here we go. Join me on my first flying lap. Not setting the world alight so far, but it should be decent. As we head down into the final corner, heavy on the brakes into the bus stop chicane. Around we come. And up to the line, what's it going to be? P1 for now.
Fastest lap so far, well done.
Not sure how we did that, only setting green sectors, but it is what it is. We only did one run in Q1 because we didn't need to do anything else. A 10th of Max Verstappen in the end as we head into Q2, and the weather has very, very much arrived here in Spa. Full wet conditions as we come round to start our first lap. This makes things tricky. We completely missed the apex there into turn 1. What can we do through the rest of the lap? You join me at the end of it, and we're not even going to get under 2 minutes, I don't think. We come across the line, as I said, a 2-minute flat almost, and it's good enough for P4 so far. We're going to go straight out for another one by the looks of it. We were in the green as we head into turn 1, and we are in the green again, so we're going again. I think that's the strategy when you've got wet weather like this, just enough fuel for a few laps. And 2 tenths up as we head into Pouhon. It's looking good. We could bump ourselves up the order, hopefully, with this one. I don't think people are really setting crazy times here in the wet. So 5 tenths up as we head into the final corner. Completely missing the apex, as we seem to keep doing. And bit of a wobble on the exit. I think we could have improved by a second there, but we are still going to improve by a huge amount. It's only good enough for P10, so we're going to go again for a third lap. That said, we bailed on that lap because I noticed everybody was starting to put inters on. So we came back in, bolted on a set of intermediate tyres, and we're going to go again for a third time in Q2. And what even is an apex at this point? I have no idea. Straight past it. That said, it doesn't matter. We're still plenty quick enough in these conditions. We are improving a little bit. Hopefully as we go through the lap we'll be able to improve a hell of a lot more. Look at the improvement through Eau Rouge and Raidillon. Huge. 2 seconds as we head into the last corner as well. This could be plenty good enough to get us in to Q3 hopefully, as we get the power down a little too early and we go fastest of the session so far. Only a minute to go. What can we do? We decided that wasn't good enough, and it wasn't good enough because we ended up down in P9, and that's a little risky for my liking. So we carried on, we went again and across the line. What's it going to be? P7. Good enough to get us into Q3. We've got some pace to find. Hopefully the weather will sort itself out, we'll see. But 8 tenths off the quickest lap we were there. Lucky to make it into Q3 at all, given how close the field has been. But we lose Charles Leclerc, unfortunately not making it into Q3 this time. Sebastian Vettel, Alonso, Magnussen and Schumacher again. Usual suspects what we're losing in Q2. But here we are in Q3, and to my eyes, that looks like a drying track. So we set our first time on the intermediates. We go fastest so far. And later on, it's soft time. The track completely dries out in a crazy amount of time. And the soft tyres are on. So here we go then. Currently, we're in P1. Nobody else has set a dry tyre time just yet. We're going to be the first, which is a risky move, I would say, because obviously the track will keep improving. But yeah, we're feeling good enough that we can just carry on. Going purple so far. 2.7, nearly 3 seconds improvement. It's crazy how much difference the wet weather can make. Carlos Sainz goes fastest with a 1:43. Qualifying complete, checkered flag falls, and we are 6.3 seconds. The improvement is crazy. We went purple sector 1, only green sector 2. What can we do in sector 3? Is it going to be good enough for a pole position? Let's find out as we come across the line. No, it's not. P6 only. Well, P6 only, but only 2/10 off pole position. The two Red Bulls are 1-2 on the grid yet again. We're going to have some work to do in this race, but we go very well around Spa, and we know, famously, in this season especially, our race pace has been just so much better than our qualifying pace. So, see what we can do. I have high hopes for this one.
Welcome along then to the Belgian Grand Prix, the race that gave us the maiden victory for the Jordan team back in 1998. And in the same team, the phenomenal debut of a young Michael Schumacher. There's always something special just around one of the many corners of this fan favourite circuit. So here we are once again, ready to go racing through the Ardennes forest. 4.35 miles of long straights, fast corners and massive elevation changes. It makes this not only one of the most exciting circuits on the calendar, but one that makes for some consistently high quality racing as well. Simply put it, there's no place quite like it. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. It's Sergio Perez on pole today, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Sainz, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, Marshall, Norris, Gasly, Leclerc, and Sebastian Vettel, Fernando Alonso, Magnussen, Mick Schumacher and Tsunoda, Stroll, Ocon, Alex Albon and Daniel Ricciardo. Schwartzman, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty, and Nicolas Latifi. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. We're not seeing any technical issues coming off the practice start. Watch the RPM on the full start. We don't want you to bog down.
All right, here we go. No penalties, well, that are benefiting us at least in this race. So we will be starting on 6th, and well, I mean, turn 1 is often a good opportunity to make up some spots, but we'll see as we line up on the grid. Carlos Sainz ahead of us.
Superb parking there, mate. Let's make sure we get the edge on the surrounding drivers as the lights go out.
Lewis Hamilton and George Russell also just ahead of us.
The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid is formed. Be ready with the clutch.
Oh, I'm ready. As we patiently wait for everybody to form the grid and the lights come on. 5 red lights. And we're underway for the Belgian Grand Prix. Look at that. The two Red Bulls covering each other. Sergio Perez coming across to cover Max Verstappen. We're going to go round the outside into turn 1. And we're now going to be fighting Carlos Sainz and Lewis Hamilton. Looks like we might have the run on Carlos Sainz, as you can see just in the background now alongside Hamilton. And up into Eau Rouge side by side. Lewis Hamilton gives us just enough space to get through. And we're up into P4. That's a lightning start for us. Exactly what we would have wanted. But Lewis Hamilton is probably going to be looking to come back on us now as we head down the massive straight. He's on the inside. We cut him off there, close that door. And now Carlos Sainz is going to say, I'll have a go at that. Thank you very much. Coming through. Didn't quite make it. Not yet at least, but he might have another go here. Sergio Perez still out in front then. George Russell on the podium. And around we go. Carlos Sainz didn't have the greatest start, did he? Who have we got here? Fernando Alonso making some moves on Pierre Gasly. What are the McLarens doing? They 1-2'd the last race and now they're just nowhere. Sebastian Vettel making a cheeky little move as well. That's Pierre Gasly though, pushing Fernando along in that Haas. Can he hold that position? I don't know. The Haas has been decently quick so far, but the McLaren has already showed just how quick they are, winning races this season. So here are the two Red Bulls. Max Verstappen going for a move, potentially. No, not yet. As we head towards the end of lap 1 into lap 2. We've caught them up. We've got a yellow flag back there. What's happened here?
Caution, the virtual safety
hello.
car has just been deployed due to build-up of debris on the track. Right, drop your speed. Our delta's too low and we're going to risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
And the virtual safety car is out for this. Daniel Ricciardo decided that he didn't want to be in this race anymore, and so he crashed into the back of my teammate, who he wasn't even behind. He was 2-3 cars behind. Watch this on board. There he goes. And he takes Tsunoda in the process, who does manage to stay in this race, but will have damage of some sort.
Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta's negative, which means you're going too fast. Reduce your pace. Virtual safety car is ending. Maintain your pace until we get the green flags. VSC ending. Wait for the green.
All right, we're back underway. The virtual safety car has gone, and we are hassling George Russell here. We might be close enough to make a move into the final corner if we can just keep on him. Here we go. Right on his gearbox. Moving to the outside. He just gets us under braking, unfortunately. It's okay. There'll be plenty more opportunities as we watch Lance Stroll do exactly what Ricciardo did, but he makes it out alive. It was a ballsy move. George Russell locks up, and we go through. I'll take that. Very, very, very polite of him to move out of the way, of course, and
Nice
into the
move.
podium places. And now we get to chase down the two Red Bulls. Verstappen surprisingly not got through on Sergio Perez yet, and we're just about going to be...
Information on Hamilton for you.
Oh.
They've got some kind of mechanical problem.
Okay. We've got yellow flags back there for Hamilton.
Okay, clear.
I assume they're for Hamilton, as he goes slow apparently. Can we make a move on the two Red Bulls? Not yet. I don't think we're nowhere near close enough, but we are crucially within DRS range, and that looks like a safety car. The safety car has been deployed. We got some drivers out the session. I wonder what's happened here then.
Okay,
You can see on the mini-map there's a bit of a pile-up.
The car is out. There appears to have been an issue with multiple stock vehicles on the
I'd
track.
like to have a look at that if we can. Here's Lewis Hamilton then. And he's got a puncture. He got a puncture from the curb. That's savage. So he's going incredibly slowly. Everybody trying to navigate their way around him. The two McLarens just about get around him. And we're going to see what caused the safety car here. I think Mick Schumacher into the back of Hamilton and taking himself out of the race. And Schwartzman then following suit. Here's Mick Schumacher. There's Lewis Hamilton ahead, and he just doesn't get out the way. And Schumacher into the back of him. To be fair to Lewis, he's completely off the racing line. I don't know why Mick was doing what he did. There goes Schwartzman as well. So Esteban Ocon trying to get around the whole carnage, and Schwartzman just did not slow down anywhere near enough. And here's Lewis Hamilton trying to crawl his way back into the pit lane. You can see with the stiff suspension of these cars now, his car is sort of wobbling, and the front right wheel just coming off the ground. So it's a tricky one. He's crawling his way down the pit lane, and Ocon comes through. And he's going to get disqualified for this because he gets stuck on the hill. You can't move. So Lewis Hamilton was disqualified from this race. Not that he would have been in it anyway. I mean, it took him long enough to get round to the pit lane. But yeah, safety car in this lap. And that levels the playing field for us, because we're now on the gearbox of the two Red Bull cars. Hopefully we can capitalise on this opportunity at the end of lap 6. On to lap 7, we are back underway for green flag running.
The track is clear, green flag.
Not the worst restart. We did get caught a little bit. It's always tricky around here to get the restarts right, just because we have to go through that chicane to do it. Big wobble as we try to warm up the tyres. And Max Verstappen is a good, decent way ahead. But onto the end of lap 7, we're catching. We've got so much straight line speed. Sergio Perez into the pit lane, promotes us into P2 for now. Can we take the lead of this race from Max Verstappen? That would be ace.
Approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hard next time.
Medium to hard strategy for us then, as the rest of the field as well. But we really want this lead of the race. Ideally, it'll be a net P2, of course, unless we can overcut Perez. But we'll see. We should get DRS here, and we've got tons of ERS to play with. So no DRS yet. Of course, because we had a safety car, so no DRS just yet. But maybe we don't even need it. We're gaining on Max Verstappen down the straight. We're going to pull out to the inside. He goes defensive. We're going to send it. He locks up, and we go through into the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix. This is sensational. We started on P6,
That brings you up a place.
and now we're leading. Can we pull away is the question. Just about by the end of lap 10, we're out of DRS range, and Verstappen is into the pit lane.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done.
We're setting fastest laps, however, so we might go a bit longer on these
So
mediums.
leading our teammate by 30.8 seconds.
If we can hold on to them, and if we can maintain a gap, looking at the gap on the left there, everybody else on the hard tyres, 19.9 seconds to Verstappen. It'll be, I think we lose about 20 seconds in the pit stop. We've just got it up to 20 seconds. So if we can pull it out a bit further, we could go softs here for the end of this race and absolutely run away with it. That'll be a bit of an embarrassment for Red Bull and their strategy, I think. As we come round to start lap 13, 20.3 the gap now. Another fastest lap of the race.
Fastest lap of the race so far.
We are absolutely flying on these medium tyres. For some reason, they just seem to be working. We've gone through the graining phase, the degradation, and they're coming back to us. But on lap 14, we're coming into the pit lane, clonking the wall there. Again, lucky to get damage, as I said, in Hungary. Sim damage, it's very easy. 21 seconds the gap. That should be plenty for us to get in the pit lane, chuck on a set of soft tyres, and just run away from Max Verstappen. Soft tyres on, nice clean pit stop,
Perfect job
2.4.
from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that.
So, soft tyres for us, hard tyres for everybody else. I think we've got a good chance of winning this race here as we come out the pit lane. Bit of a slide. Where's Max Verstappen? Nowhere to be seen. There he is. He's coming through turn 1 now. And we come out the pit lane with a 4-second advantage. You can see us up at Eau Rouge now. I mean, this has got to be race over, surely.
Okay, the pit window's open, so let's box this lap.
For some reason, they think we're pitting again. We are not pitting again. We're taking these softs to the end. And we set another fastest lap. Bit further back though, Sergio Perez having a bit of a howler. He was leading this race earlier on, and now he's all the way down in P10. What happened? As Sebastian Vettel goes deep into the final corner. Perez will go through up into P9, but he was winning. I don't know how he's managed to get himself all the way back there. Bad pit stop, maybe? It's possible. But, yeah, not ideal for Perez. Great for us, though, because it means we'll be able to steal a bunch of championship points away from him. On to the final lap. We are 9.7 seconds clear of Max Verstappen. It's going to be a dominant performance and a dominant win for us today from P6 on the grid. Who'd have thought? Not me. I was prepared for maybe a podium at best. As we come into the final chicane for the final time, the soft tyres they've seen better days at this point, but my goodness did they do their job. 9 seconds the gap as we come across the line to win the Belgian Grand Prix.
Great drive, we did it! Good job, we did it!
There's a few disappointed faces up and down the pit wall after that one, but not here. They've secured a phenomenal victory. So, Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
Well, staying out of trouble was probably the most important factor here. In the race where half the field weren't classified at the checkered flag, you were able to guarantee a good result by basically keeping the car running. With their pace and a decent strategy as well, I don't think the race was ever really in doubt.
As today's winners make their way up the podium steps, the folks at Alpine have shown once again just what it takes to build a successful Formula One team. A well-deserved win for them.
What a race that was. Belgium always delivers a banger. In Season 1, we were fighting with George Russell for P2, and in Season 2, we get the win from Max Verstappen, of all people, our championship rival. That'll hurt for Red Bull because Sergio Perez was out in front. He was controlling the race until the safety car happened, and we made absolutely sure to take advantage. Of course, we saved under the virtual safety car, we saved under the actual safety car on the tyres, and we were just able to go super long on the medium and go soft at the end. I don't think we needed them. We could have jumped on the hards and probably still won. Maybe not with such a gap, but yeah, the safety cars played into our hands today. So we take the win, we take the fastest lap point as well, 26 championship points to add to our tally. Max Verstappen with 18, of course, in second place. Sergio Perez absolutely nowhere down in P9, and Esteban Ocon in P8. So that promotes us into second place in this championship, only 16 points behind Max Verstappen. We'll take that. Firmly back in the fight. I mean, we were in the fight already. I say back in the fight, but closer than we've ever been. Apart from when we were leading, of course, at the beginning of the season. But feeling good about this as we head into the next race, which is Monza. That'll be a fun one. And yeah, the constructors, I mean, as I said before, there's not a lot we can do there. We just have to accept the fact that the two Red Bull cars generally are a bit more consistent, but we can still win the drivers, and that's what we're going to go for in Season 2. I didn't think we'd be doing that. I thought maybe Season 3, Season 4 at best before we could fight for a championship, but we've got a good car here. So if you like what you're seeing and you want to see this championship battle unfold, join me for the next one in Monza. We usually go very well around Monza, so with that power upgrade that we will hopefully bring, we should be good. Should be on for a good race. Anyway, if you did like what you saw, drop us a little like, leave us a little comment, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you for the next one in Monza. Bye.